What's going on, y'all? The reviewer is here. Skinny Pimp's greatest hits. Y'all should know who Skinny Pimp is if you done peep out all the other reviews I did of him. This right here is his greatest hits from the underground days that he came out with back in the early 90s. I believe it was 1993. All right, and this is the re-release version of it. This was reissued in 2022 under Trill Hill Tapes. Shout out to those guys. Y'all know that I'm a Skinny Pimp fan, and I'm going to present to y'all a lot about this greatest hits. All right, I'm not sure who made the beats for this underground tape, but anyone has any info, feel free to contact. I know one of them, at least one of them, was produced by Juicy J, or maybe even Skinny Pimp himself, but it doesn't have any info on that. But the features, I'll go down the list of each track. Let me zoom it in here. You should be able to see the tracks here. All right, so let's go with the songs now. So the first one is called I'm So Effin' Scared. And this track is a really solid track from Skinny Pimp, and he goes in on that second verse, man. He talks about a situation that he going through, and he's like, man, I'm so scared, about the situation. The beat sounds kind of old schoolish. Sound like it's been from some type of Western show or something, I don't know. But Skinny comes through with the dope lyrics, man. Y'all know he's good for that. The next one is called 9 Lives. This features Homicide. And it starts off almost like, sounds like that beat a little bit, like doom, doom, clap, doom, doom, something like that. And then Homicide comes through with a really nice verse. And then Skinny Pimp does a good job with that verse and just finish it off on point. The next one, Niggas in the Hood Ain't Changed. This features 211. And if y'all remember, they had like a good bit of this track playing on other albums or other tapes, if I'm not mistaken. It almost sounds like that song off of the King of the Players Ball called We Ain't No Player Haters. Skinny Pimp does a good job on this track. 211 is on here, and he does a really good job with his verse. Man, I've always loved 211 flow, man. The way he does it usually be on point. Then the next one is called Hurts Village 2. This features 211 as well. They come through with a nice verses, like they flow back and forth with, I call it tennis verses. The Get Buck is on there. Skinny Pimp comes through with some really dope verses. 211 does well. You hear the same pimping and robbing and dropping these suckers like ducks. Y'all remember where that may have came from. Bloody Sunderly, I scratch them off my hit list. The track is really nice though. You may be familiar with the track. I can't remember. It's from an East Coast. Gotta Get Some Ends. This probably, I'm guessing this was on the DJ Paul Volume 15. Track Goes In. This is one of my personal favorites from Skinny. He comes through with some really dope lyrics, and there's a lot of samples that was taken from this song alone. Skinny Pimp does a really good job with the verses, man. I mean, he goes in on this nice beat, and then the nice little scratching at the end too. Then Gangsta ABCs. Now, if y'all remember this song, this track was featured on the Skinny But Dangerous album, but this one is a little different from that version. And there's an Al Capone sample from this song, on the song here. And I love it, man. It goes, load the 9, yo, it's time to put some suckers in line. And they keep repeating that line. It's on point, man. I love it. And then Skinny Pimp start rapping with the ABCs, on each line. He say A, then B and stuff like that. And then P, he say pimpin' ain't dead, it's the whole scared. Kicking with the Skinny Pimp. This song, I remember this song was on the Greatest Hits and Remixes album that he came out with. For what I was told, they said this is one of Skinny Pimp's first songs that he ever made. and he doesn't disappoint. He does a really good job with the verses and all that good stuff. So it's not bad though, it's really solid. Bulletproof, this features 211. This track is on point, man. I remember when I heard this, I'm like, dang, 211 don't be playing, man. It goes like, it's the 211 coming up from the back, bucking is down. You swing, me duck, catch you with the bat. That sounds familiar? 211 comes through with a dope verse, and then Skinny Pimp does an awesome job with his verses. There's a nice little sample of Scarface on the hook. You know what I'm saying? Like, the beat is nice too, like pretty solid beat. Then Looking for the Chewin', this features 8 Ball MJG. Y'all know this track right here has been played an awful lot. All right, this song, they have so many versions of Looking for the Chewin' and stuff like that. Skinny Pimp comes through with a nice verse. If y'all remember the song King of the Players Ball, he kind of says the same verse on there, and then 8 Ball and MJG come through with a dope verses. You may hear a couple of samples from this song alone, you know what I'm saying? Skinny But Dangerous. This is another nice track from Skinny. If y'all remember, Skinny But Dangerous was on the Skinny But Dangerous album. This one is a different version, and Skinny Pimp actually cusses on this track. Nice job ripping up on this song here. The beat is pretty solid. And then the last one is called Dogging All These Bees. This features 211. Now, this is another song that I played the hell out of when I first heard it. So at this point, I'm kind of like burnt out of it. You know what I'm saying? When I hear it, it's not bad though. For those who haven't heard it before, I'm sure y'all would love it. But for me, I think it's pretty solid. Skinny Pimp comes through with a nice verse. If y'all remember Still Pimpin' and Hustlin' album, he has a song called Doggin', and it has Lil Jon on there, China White. He says like the same verse from there on this track as well. 211 does a nice job of it as well. And then Skinny Pimp cleans it off with the last verse and he goes in. So that's all the songs that I reviewed for this album. I pretty much did all of them. To rate this, I will give this a solid, I'm not gonna give it a rating. Fool y'all, trick y'all. But anyway, I'm not gonna give it a rating. But I will say that this tape here is pretty legendary for those who haven't listened to this tape and all that good stuff. Especially if you're a Memphis rap fan, this is definitely a must for you to get. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have this album on the streams. So you will probably look it up on YouTube and find it. Or you can try to find the tape yourself because it is out of print at this point. This is to me is a true representation of Skinny Pimp's greatest hits. He made several tapes back in the day in the 90s, you know, presenting himself the best way he could. So I think this right here would be a nice little representation of Skinny Pimp. All right, peep this music out when you get a chance. If you're into rap music, underground Memphis rap. That's it. Shout out to Skinny Pimp for coming out with a nice greatest hits. Shout out to Trill Hill Tapes for reissuing this tape. Hopefully he comes out with more reissues soon, and we'll see how it plays. All right. Shout out to all the features and shout out to all the producers. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right. Peace out, guys.